it's me, Sensei Hamza, back with part 4 of the Pac Man game tutorial. Last time we were able to create the speed sprite and insert basic code for that, as well as just create the basic ghost sprite. Today, we'll be creating a different costume for the ghost sprite to make an animation similar to Pac Man, and we'll also be inserting the code to make sure that whenever Pac Man interacts with the ghost sprite, he slows down. So that's what we'll be doing today. Really hope you guys enjoy, and let's get right into it. Alright everybody, so as I said earlier, our main focus for today will be on the Slowdown Ghost and making sure that when Pac Man interacts with it, it slows Pac Man down. So, the first thing we need to do is, we could open the ghost sprite and hit costumes. And with Pac Man, what we did is we created two different costumes, the closed mouth and the open mouth, which gives off an illusion that as he moves, his mouth is opening and closing, and really we're just switching from costume to costume. So we could do the same thing for the Slowdown Ghost, similar to that. All we have to do is just duplicate the ghost, and yeah, we could just have the name costume 1 and costume 2. There's no real difference, it's just a little different. So what we could do to change this is we could give off the illusion that the ghost is like moving, so we can make the bottom part a little different. So all you have to do is take the eraser, you can make it a little big, like 10, and we could just insert actually let's make it a little more refined, probably like 5. And we could just take off a little bit just so it looks like Pac Man will be moving in the game. Alright, so once we do that, to test out to see if it'll look nice, we could open the ghost sprite and go to code, and what we'll insert is when I receive the message show, we're going to show the ghost, and we're going to have a forever loop that switches the costume back and forth. So let's get the next costume button and insert that right there, and then in between each costume, let's wait like 0.2, 0.1 seconds. So let's grab the wait, and we'll do wait 0.2 seconds. Let's see how that looks. So if you look at the ghost in our game, you can see that it kind of gives off the illusion that the ghost is like moving, just by switching the costume. So that's all I really wanted to do, just to make the game a little nicer, add some detail. Alright, so for the actual code for the ghost. Alright, so what we're gonna do is, first let's make the ghost a little smaller so that he fits within the lines. Let's see, does he fit? Yeah, he does. Yeah, he fits mostly, alright. He doesn't fit, but it's okay. Alright. So, what we'll do is, there's going to be multiple ghosts in this game. So, we should actually probably change this to Slowdown Ghost, change his name to Slowdown Ghost. And what we're going to do is, for each ghost that we create in this game, we're going to give them a path. So, we're going to have them, we're going to create like a mini circuit for them to just travel around the entire game. So what we'll do is we can have like this ghost travel from here to here, from here to here, all the way down, all the way around, and then we could even take him all the way here, and then we could have him go back, and then we'll just have that in a forever loop so that he's just constantly traveling those circuits, that circuit. So if Pac Man interacts with him in any part of that circuit, then he'll have to slow down. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to grab the when I receive show, okay? And then you guys are going to have to pick a starting spot for where you want the circuit, your ghost circuit or path or way to start. So what I'll do is I'll start him here, and it could be different for everybody, and it probably should be different for everybody, just so you guys get a good idea of what we're doing here. So the ghost will start here, so all we have to do is go to, we could grab this button, go to X 48 and Y 125, so that when I hit the go button, it takes my ghost to here. So even if I start him here and I hit the green flag, my ghost will always start here. So that's the starting point. And then what we need is we're going to grab a forever loop, and then within the forever loop, we're going to have a bunch of different glide functions that glide the ghost from one spot to another. So the way we'll do that is, let's grab the let's go to motion, and then what we'll do is we'll just create like mini motions for the ghost. So if he's starting here, we'll have him go down first. So let's go to glide. Glide 1 second to that position, and then we could have him glide all the way here. So that's another glide function, and then the longer the path is, the longer the distance between one position and the next position, you want to increase the time so that he doesn't just zoom. So for this, I would probably do like 2.5 seconds. We could test it out. So if we go here, let's just test out what we have so you guys get a good idea. If I hit the green flag button, he glides down there, and then he glides all the way down, and then he goes back. So really, this is what we're gonna do, except for the entire circuit, except along the entire way. So what? So after he gets here, so let's take him. Once he gets to the end, we'll stop the game. Oh, sorry. Okay, so once he's here, we want him to go down to here. So let's grab the glide 1 second there, and then we want him to go outside of there. This is just my path. For you guys, it could be different, but this is my path. And then I'll take him all the way down here, and since that's a little longer, I'll increase the time maybe to 2. We can make that 2 seconds, and then I could bring him in here. So let's grab another glide function, and you don't have to change these X and Y variables because the game automatically just inputs them for you. So if I drag him to like this area, then my X and Y changes right here, and it uses those values for this. So let's bring him back and finish our path. So once he's there, we could bring him down, and we could use another glide function, and then we could also bring him here, use another glide function. This is just a lot of really tedious work, but it'll all be worth it in the end if it works. And then glide him there. Then we could also bring him here again. There. And then bring him up. Glide. And then bring him all the way. So this one and this one were actually longer. I forgot to change the times. So for this one, we went from here to here. So I'll make that like 2 seconds, and then for this one we went from here to here. I'll make that like 3.5 seconds, and then we could also always adjust when we're done. So once we're here, we want him to come down to here again. So let's do that and grab the glide. It's a little long, so we'll make it 2, and then we can bring it all the way over here and glide and change that to 2. All right. So this is just the way to, so if we hit the start button, so he'll go there, and then the ghost will travel, keep going, and then, so he's basically traveling to the coordinates, he's gliding to the coordinates that we originally gave to him, which is exactly what we want. That means that all the code that we have so far works. But you're gonna see that there's gonna be a problem when he reaches the end. So he just goes back to the start, but what we want him to do is we don't want him to do that. We want him, once he gets here, to travel all the way back this way, the way that he came, so that once he gets here, he'll start again. So the way that we're gonna do that is, it's really tedious, like I said, but we're gonna have to also do the same thing where we take him from here to here and get the glide, and then we can make that 2 seconds. And then from here to here, grab the glide again, and we can make that 2 seconds. And then from here to here, grab the glide button, make that 3.5 seconds. From here to here, grab the glide, and make that 2 seconds. You guys can make it however much time you want. All depends on how fast you want him to go. The lower the time, the smaller the time value, the faster he's going to go, because that means that he has less time to get to the destination. So from here, we could take him to here and glide him. Yeah, that's probably 1 second. And then, we can bring him down, glide 1 second, and then bring him all the way here, glide 1 second, bring him up, glide 1 second, bring him to the left, glide 1 second, bring him up all the way here, glide. We could make that like 1.5. We could always change it then too. Bring him inside. Glide 1 second. Bring him up 1. Glide. Glide 1 second. Bring him in. 1 second. And then from here, we could glide 1 second to the original point so that we make sure he starts exactly where we want him to. Oh wait, no, that's not it. Pretty sure it was 103. So let's Control C that. Place that in here. Alright. So what we've done with this code is pretty much we've created like a mini circuit or a mini path for the Slowdown Ghost to just follow throughout the entire game. So if I hit the green flag, what we're gonna see is we're gonna see him travel the exact path that we told him in the code to travel. And once he gets to the end, he should reverse and travel back the same way that he came. Instead of whereas before, once he reached the end, he just went back to the starting position, ignoring the maze and just going right through the lines. So hopefully this time he travels back just the way he came, which it looks like from what I'm seeing here, it works. So let's make sure that once he gets back to the starting position, that it'll all work and that the coordinates are right, and we could even change some of the speeds up to make him go faster in certain places. See, like right there, I should probably make it go a little slower for right here, which I believe is third to last. I believe that's this one. So we can make that like 2.5 and then he'll glide faster. And then that'll be a little slower so he's not just straight past that. So yeah, this is pretty much how to make your circuit for the ghost, just to make sure that he's always moving and he's always within the maze. For you guys, it could be different. It all depends on how your maze is, and you guys can create whatever path you want to. All you have to do is just use the glide function, and you don't even have to insert the coordinates. Scratch does that for you. So yeah, once you create the circuit, all that's left really is to insert the code for when Pac Man interacts with the ghost. So the whole point of the Slowdown Ghost is so that when, just like the speed up spray, when Pac Man interacts or hits or eats the ghost, then he's supposed to slow down for a certain amount of time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to get the event when I receive show dots and use a forever loop, and then similarly to the speed, all we have to do is if Pac Man is touching the ghost, then we could set the speed to 1 because the speed right now is 3, so if we want him to go slower, we could set the speed to 1. And then we could wait a certain amount of time, so however long you guys want it to be. The longer you make it, the harder it is for the player, but for speed, I did 8 seconds, so I'll probably do 8 seconds for slowdown again. And then once that 8 second passes, we just set the speed back to 3. So let's input that code right now. So let's go to when I receive show, and then let's grab a forever loop, and then an if statement. Alright, so if Pac Man, so there's going to be 2 conditions for the if statement, so we need to grab the AND operator, and then we need to go to Sensei. So if Pac Man, or if we're in the Slowdown Ghost sprite, so if this sprite is touching Pac Man, which means that they've interacted with each other, Pac Man's eaten the ghost, and we need the not operator, and not, and then we also need the equal operator. So let's grab that. Let's just move this down so it doesn't interfere with what we're doing. And then let's grab the speed variable. And not speed is equal to 1. I'll explain why we did that in a second. Let's set the speed. Alright, let's set the speed to 1. And let's wait 8 seconds. Let's wait 8 seconds. And then we'll change the speed back to 3. Alright, so you're probably wondering why I had this not speed is equal to 1. So if we didn't have that condition right there in the if statement, then whenever I touch Pac Man, my speed will go down to 1 and I'll have to wait 8 seconds. But if while I'm waiting 8 seconds and my speed is only 1, if I hit Pac Man again, then I have to wait another 8 seconds. So and that's not really fair for the player, because that means every time he hits Pac Man, he has to wait 8 seconds. So if he keeps hitting Pac Man, he'll have to wait the entire game, which it doesn't really help and would be really hard for the player. So the way we avoid that is we say, if it's touching Pac Man, then we're setting the speed to 1. But if the speed is 1, then we're also not gonna make him wait another 8 seconds. So that's what this line of code does. So yeah, this is pretty much all the code for the Slowdown Ghost. Now all that's left to do really is to test it. So our ghost goes through a little circuit that we created for him, and let's see what happens when we touch it. So I'll wait for him to come. So as you can see, when I hit the ghost, my speed just slows down a lot, and my speed is now 1, and then once the 8 seconds elapse, I'm back to speed 3. So yeah, this is pretty much all the code for part 4 of the Pac Man game. We were able to create the Slowdown Ghost sprite today, create a little circuit for it so that it's traveling throughout the game, and we were also able to add the code so that when the ghost hits Pac Man, Pac Man is forced to slow down for a certain amount of time. In my case, it was 8 seconds. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed. In part 5, we'll be creating other kinds of ghosts, like the reveal ghost and the killer ghost, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.